This is a video, what's really popular to do right now for uber experience is speed GRs, and you want to do these GRs just whatever is the most efficient mode possible. There's charts out there that show how many hit points mobs have per GR level, and it goes up at 17% additional each level from the previous one. So it goes up pretty fast, and kind of the fastest level for everyone right now, all things considered, because you want to wear some experience percent gear and the experience per monster kill. But all things being considered, 34, 35, 36 is probably the sweet spot. But specifically for the barbarian, this video, what we're trying to do here, as you can see, I'm playing with a monk and 2 demon hunters. So in this group, now, mid 35, it's not too dangerous for the demon hunters, but the CC here, as you can see, we have no blind from a crusader, we have no fear from a witch doctor. The CC is basically occurring from my freeze, and I believe both the demon hunters are using awareness, but it's basically from my freeze and staying close to the monk. So key things for this to work well. The monk's a party leader, not because, he's the one that wants to be the leader, or whatever problems people have with making the ZD Fiesta leader. It has nothing to do with status or anything like that. I've had so many issues with people that don't want to make someone a party leader. The only reason why you want them to party leader is so you can see them on the mini-map. Now, why is that important? That's important because the CC for this group is being provided from the barb. So by me. So I'm constantly, simply just trying to keep my dot on top of the party leader's dot. So up to the top right corner, you can see, he's using that monk dash ability or whatever just to throw himself into mobs, grab those mobs, cluster them up, and I just want to be on top of him, for my APDs to be on, for stuff to be frozen, to do more damage. It all kind of goes into one there. It's a combination of a bunch of things that just make it more efficient. One, I'm mostly charging through the rift, so if the demon hunters stay close to us, they can just run along right with everyone. I'm kind of creating a frozen path as I'm charging through, that the demon hunters can they can just run right by everything. If they know what they're doing. A group with a lot of demon hunters, they can't figure it out. They get mad because they're dying all over the place, or they might think I'm a shitty barbarian because they're dying. And if the monk's not continuously moving up and staying in density, I might be dying. But a smart group that plays well together, the monk's continuously running ahead. The barb's staying with the monk as close as possible to keep that stuff frozen. And the demon hunters, they're moving right along as fast as possible with everyone else. Also, so they don't stay behind to kill a couple stragglers. They're not trying to do their own thing. They just stay with us. The monk stays in density to keep as many mobs around us as possible, so that I'm doing more damage, so that he's piling more stuff on, so that I'm not dying because I'm the one doing the CC, and so that I'm critting more, so I'm dropping more globes for the demon hunters. Because here you can see I'm using 2 globe generators. And I'm not sure why we have the pause right here, but yeah. So the monk's basically maintaining density for us. He's moving ahead. He's stacking those mobs on top of his sanctuary. The sanctuary is also helping me stay alive. That and combined with, I am using Ignore Pain. You could try to run some Sprint or Chilean Exchange in these mid 35s. I know that some people like to do that. Me, I don't. I like to stay alive. But yeah, so I'm running 2 globe generators for the demon hunters, and that's because there's 2 demon hunters in the group, and we don't have a crusader. If we had a crusader, I would not be running globe generators. If we had 1 demon hunter, I would not be running globe generators. But since we have 2 demon hunters and a monk, I am running globe generators. And the best globe generators for us to run are Sword of Plowshares and a good Selenium. If you have a good Selenium is good to be using. So that gives me 11% chance on a critical hit that I'll generate a globe. So if we have good density, if we have like 50 mobs on top of us at all times, I can generate a lot of globes really fast. And so that's the setup for this group, guys. With the monk, the barb, and the 2 demon hunters. So the second video here is just going to be a couple run-throughs of going through playing with the same group as was in video 1, just so you guys can see a little bit more of the playstyle if you want to. There's a lot of RNG in the game with different mob types or situations, so you might want to see. And I also started recording again because there's a couple of things that I wanted to just mention that I forgot to mention synergy-wise. The thing with the mini-map and the party leader and just kind of matching my dot, that's what I'm doing. I'm constantly looking up to the top and just kind of making sure my dot's on top of the monk's dot, because that way I don't really have to pay attention to my screen and what's going on my screen. The only time I really need to pay attention is when the elites die and bombs are about to blow up, which I die to bombs sometimes. Bombs are grotesque blowing up, but other than that, I'm pretty much not dying in the rifts ever. So the monk dot, the party leader dot, whether it's monk or it's the crusader, you're following them around, and what they're kind of doing is they're running to a spot, they're going to stop there. This is just what they do. You don't need to tell them to do this, but this is what, if you play with monks or you play with crusaders, this is what they're doing. They're running to a spot where mobs are at, and, they might run past a couple mobs or whatever they're doing. They're running to some density. They're kind of pulling mobs into that spot, and then the monk, you see, he drops the sanctuary right here. So that sanctuary, that's huge, right? That's making those mobs inside that sanctuary take more damage. 30% more damage, and then it reduces the damage I take by 60% or something. I don't know, a significant amount. That bomb almost killed me right there. But so that's what I want to do. I'm having a hard time staying up with him right now, actually. Demon hunters kill stuff so fast, I have nothing to charge through and get up there. But yeah, so as soon as he stops, as long as I'm just kind of the basic idea is just match my dot on top of his dot, and then once he stops, then I just charge in that area. And I'm benefiting from his sanctuary, because that's probably where he dropped it. And I'm benefiting from doing more damage because he's pulling mobs into that spot. The mobs are stacked on top of each other. If I was running Battle Rage Bloodshed, I do happen to be running Plowshares because I'm playing with 2 Demon Hunters. But the more mobs I'm hitting at once, the more I'm critting. I'm running a Selenium as well for more chance of globes on the crit. So it's just, it all synergizes together. This type of playstyle, whether this was a monk or a crusader with the two demon hunters, if everyone's just trying to stay close to that ZDPS, once these mobs are about to die, I usually get out of there because I know like 1 or 2 more shots from the demon hunters is going to kill them. Depending on the mob type, we want to stay up with that monk, stay in the sanctuary so we don't die. Stay in the stay in the density so APDs are on. we just want to be able to keep that stuff CC'd as long as possible, such that effects aren't going off, like Jailer, like Arcane, like Frozen Orb, like, you know, that stuff that's going to kill your Demon Hunter, you know, specifically Jailer, but just stuff that, you know, as soon as you're not charging anymore, that stuff goes off and then your Demon Hunters get killed. It slows down the rift. The other thing is running these rifts is, you know, right now the monk, he's got some crazy experience gear on, right? The Demon Hunters, they can really just wear a Hellfire ring and like a ruby, which is probably what they're wearing. Yeah, a Hellfire ring and a ruby, and that's probably that's all they got for bonus experience. Me, I'm wearing the Lurik's crown with the ruby and a Hellfire ring and a Lurik's ring. I can wear that as a barb, you know, but so we're getting all this extra experience in the Demon Hunters, the monk especially. So it is good to have, you know, these guidelines and kind of this methodology to go through when you're playing with the Demon Hunters, so they die less. Because you really don't want them to die. You know, if they're playing like this and we're getting more experience and they're dying and losing their pools, it's just, you know, those Demon Hunters are going to want to play their Demon Hunter less, you know? It comes to a point where people just, everyone wants to play that ZDPS monk because they can wear all the experience gear. And then this season makes it even worse because the experience gem only goes in the weapon. Well, who can afford to do that? The ZDPS monk or crusader. So now they're getting even more experience. So yeah, you want to, you know, if you're playing a barbarian in the group with a monk or the crusader, you know, you want to make everything in the game, you want to make it as efficient as possible, but the playstyle as well, you want to make it as efficient as possible, you know, specifically to go through the rift fast, but also to keep the Demon Hunters alive, you know, that's key. So I also started recording again just because I wanted to see if we could get some really fast clears. And when I mean really fast, I mean like under 2-minute clears on these 35s, because I've gotten them several times. So maybe we can capture that on a video here real quick. Maybe that'll happen. I think they're going the wrong way. I don't know. They could go that way. No, this is going to be a dead end, I think. You see how the group split up for a second there, and they just kept going that way. But yeah, Areas Created can be a really good map sometimes. You know, if it's a big map, it can be really good. See how I can kind of stay on some of this arcane with his sanctuary down. It only lasts a short time though, so it is going to fade. But it seems like this monk has a lot of cooldown to keep that sanctuary down, and that just enables me to kind of stay just on top of all the elemental effects and still keep the stuff CC'd at the same time, so the Demon Hunters aren't dying. It's pretty key, you know. You just, you know, you want to keep everyone in the group happy. You know what I mean? And you also, you know, barbs have had a hard time with you know, ensuring they have a spot in groups. You know, yeah, okay, we run T6 real fast. Okay, great. You know, we run some stuff more efficiently than anyone else. I think we have the highest solo GR clear right now, and it was like that last patch. But you know, we're not getting in those high GR groups. Well, we're partly not getting in those high GR groups because no one's putting a barb in those high GR groups to see what they can do. That's part of the reason. You know, people know what works well or consistently works well, and they just, you know, they put those two groups together. But it is what it is, you know. But you do, you know, if you are a barbarian only main, when you're playing with people, you know, you want to make sure you know what you're doing. So those people, when they see you, if they know that you know, you're gonna barb, they're gonna remember you. You know, they're gonna remember if you're a good barb player or if you're a bad barb player, and that's gonna determine whether or not maybe they try using you in a GR group sometime. You know, so you just want to know as much as you can about the different types of group makeups and what's going to run best. What's going to run best for those group makeups. This GR was going really fast. You know when you start with a Silver Spire map, that it's just going to be awesome. And it's either going to be a huge Silver Spire map, and you're going to spawn the Rift Guardian on that Silver Spire map, or your next map is going to, you know, probably be the Hell Rift map, which it is, you know, like 90% of the time. It's a Hell Rift map after the Silver Spire map. And then after the Hell Rift map, you're probably going to get the, you know, the Towers of the Damned, Towers of the Cursed. But the Silver Spire map, man, we just had, which I didn't have it on video, but we had, you know, the Wolfmen and the Hulking Phase Beasts, and I thought it was going to be a really good one, so I tried to turn the map on real quick. If he's going to click that other pylon for us. There we go. The monk in this group is wearing Nemesis bracers. So having the ZDPS wear Nemesis, it is nice to just have those elites pop right next to that, you know, that power pylon or the channeling pylon or the conduit, and just almost immediately kill an elite. It just makes these GRs, these speed GRs, go a little faster. So yeah, under 3 minutes. I've had a couple that have been under 2 minutes. You know, under 2 minutes is really fast, but the under 3, you know, under 4, we should probably be doing right around the 3-minute mark pretty consistently, like every time. But it's fast. I mean, experience goes up fast. I'm getting just about half of a bubble. You know, about 5% experience each run, which for me is, you know, over 2 billion experience in 2 to 3 minutes. Right around 3 minutes is probably the average. Maybe high 2s is the average. So yeah, I'm running Selenium. I'm running a pig sticker. Just if you're running Selenium, you want kind of the best offhand. You could have a Sunkeeper with the damage rolled off, just a stat stick. I really have no elite damage, so it's just more white damage for me on the beasts and the humans. And I have a full experience gear setup going on right now. Pretty much all my items have experience per kill rolled into the secondary. I think I have like 1800 experience per kill, which I don't think anyone's taken the time to really figure out what the experience per kill ratio is in Greater Rift. I mean, we know what it is in T6, right? It's 16 times whatever your experience per kill is, or it's whatever your experience percent in your statistics is, whether you have group members or you have, you know, it's whatever, it's that number, you know, move the decimal spot 2 places because it's a percent number, but it's that number times your experience per kill. So, out of all the people that have tested all the stuff in this game, you know, extensively, I'm surprised they haven't tested, because you could figure out what those ratios are. It doesn't. I don't think it changes out of 17%, like the Moth's health changes every Greater Rift. But all you would have to do is have one set value of experience per kill, kill one mob type, look at your experience while you're doing it, and then just do the same Greater Rift again with less experience per kill. And then if you want to find out how much it changes per level, you just kill the exact same mob type and write down what your experience was, and have the same amount of experience, you know, be wearing the same gear. I could take the time to do that. I think that would be, a good ooly to put out there. People would watch that video or look at that data if someone put something like that together. And all this stuff is slow, to put videos together, to do recordings, to post it to YouTube, to edit it a little bit, because you gotta watch it, you gotta maybe you gotta make a new video because your sound was all screwed up, or you had the frames per second, you know, set to low. Some of this stuff takes time, and there are a lot of people like me, like, you know, I was P940, I just started recording videos like 3 days ago. I was P943 before I did anything like this. And really, like, I like to play the game, you know? I like to just play the game and not take time, like, paying too much attention to the forum or any of that stuff. But once I started, man, I was a little hooked. I put up like 8 videos in the last like 2 days, and I think I've gained like 2 or 3 Paragon levels in 2 or 3 days, which normally I would have gained like 15 or something, right? With this experience going on. So it's yeah, it takes away from the gameplay a little bit, and I couldn't even imagine it. Like, it depends how things go. If I get a lot of videos and stuff, like this one I had, yeah, just over 3 minutes. 3 minutes 4 seconds it took for that one. But depends how it goes. Maybe I'll start streaming. I don't know. I did open a I did open a Twitch account with the same name, Real Barb Life. I just have it reserved as a Twitch name. If I decide to do that, I don't, you know, who knows what's going to happen. But all right, well, I think that's probably enough video of the mid 35s. Hopefully I was able to give you, if you play a barb, hopefully I was able to give you some pointers. But it's also going to affect you how the rest of the group knows how to play. You know, if the monk's not moving forward and maintaining density, if he's just staying back there until everything's dead, you know, you're not going to be able to continuously charge. You're going to die. If the demon hunters aren't following the monk and aren't following you, you know, they're going to die. And it's just, the whole group needs to be able to play together well.